Hey everyone, we're back. What? Oh my god. The last episode, Kokoro died. One of my favorite characters died, and I was really distraught over it. But now we have the chance to figure out who her killer is. This game, man, this game is extremely gruesome. I learned that the hard way. At least the way Yuri and Kokoro died, oh, you can see Teruya's little hat. Just like last time, the elevator made an unnerving sound and slowly made its way underground. Everyone kept silent as we all agreed to. It was like there was now an unspoken rule that the elevator was a place to ready our hearts. The elevator descends as we ponder these thoughts, and it finally arrives at the class trial. Oh man. You've come. I've been waiting. This place seems a bit different this time. Yeah, it's a different color. Hey, Borneo is the same as always, huh? So for your amusement, I changed up the design. Amusement? Just how in the world is any of this amusing? Well then, please take your place where your name was written. Oh man. You've done this once, so you all know how it goes, right? Now let's start this. You always gotta wait for him to finish laughing. Now let's start this. A death game with your lives on the line. The second class trial. To say it feels any better having done it once before is a lie. As Monokuro said, all our lives are on the line. I'm afraid, nervous. We all are. But, dude, oh my god. Kokoro would have been much more afraid. Afraid and painful. It was the same with Yuri, but Kokoro was much closer to us than Yuri. Everyone, not just Emma, is in rage. If we don't find the culprit, we all die. We have to find out who did it to avenge Kokoro's death. Also, with this game, it's so hard to figure out who the killer is. Last time, I didn't even know Hajime was the culprit. We just went along the trial and eventually figured out it was him. To survive. Time won't wait for us, and it's finally starting. Alright. Do this every time, bro. Come on, every time. That Mikado picture is sick. Also, Teruya's now in the picture. That's... oh, man. Why is he in another killing game? The class trial. Firstly, allow me to briefly explain the rules of the class trial. The results of the class trial will be decided solely by your votes. If you manage to correctly identify the true Blacken, only they will receive punishment. But should you vote incorrectly, everyone except for the Blacken will be punished, and the latter party will be able to escape this field trip of mutual killing. Oh my gosh. To think we'd return to this place. But now that we're here, we have no choice but to get through this. Let's get through this mess with everyone. Now then, begin your discussion. We're looking for the person who killed Kokoro. Where should we start? I honestly have no idea. Aw, man, dude. Everyone, there's something I first need to tell you. I honestly don't have any clue what happened. Yeah, no one does. Everyone, please, don't ignore me. Mikado, you've got some nerve to speak to us right now. Is it just me, or is my identity slowly fading out of existence? I said this before, and I must repeat myself since it's only getting worse. You can ignore me all you want in everyday life, but you have to listen to me during trials. I, for one, did my fair share of investigating, and I would love to help solve this case with you guys, bro. You got some nerve, huh? I agree that we need to listen to Mikado. Yeah, it makes sense. Are you sure? It makes sense. It's not like Mikado would let us fail the class trial considering the stakes. And even a testimony from a person like him is still important, yeah. What a woman you are, Sora! And most importantly, he could potentially be the Blacken. And though he might be a worthless no better than a piece of turd scum, he still might have found an important piece of evidence. You've broken my heart! If Sora says so, then I guess we'll be fine. Now that it's come to this, I'll show you my ultimate piece of evidence to restore your trust in me. That's never gonna happen. Ultimate piece of evidence? Did you already solve the case? Well, no, not yet. Shut up! You're making us all lose focus. Just let him talk! Agreed. Like Sora said, we shouldn't completely ignore him, but I doubt he'll be of any help. Just let him talk! Let's proceed without him. Now back to the start. Why don't we go over the overall flow of what happened? Kokoro would have done so just like last time. Yeah, without Kokoro, we have nobody to rely on other than ourselves. That's not true. Don't worry, sis. I'm here for you. Guys, cheer up. We can do this for Kokoro. Alrighty then. The summary of the case. I mean, it's easier said than done. How should we do this? Let's first talk about the situation just before discovering Kokoro's body. Summary of the case, just like last time. We don't have a clue on who's the culprit, but we should find the solution if we work together. Alright, the first one. Okay, so we found the dead body around lunchtime, yeah. Sora, Teruya, and I went to her to bring lunch. But there was no answer from Kokoro. And we became worried about her. And then I heard the commotion and joined you, yeah. So I called Monokuro to open the door. That's what happened. And when I answered, Kokoro was found dead. That would mean Kokoro died around lunchtime. No? We don't know that. No, Shinji, we can't be sure of that. Yeah, we don't actually know when she died. Why not? If the body was found at that time. Just because we found the body during lunchtime doesn't mean Kokoro died around that time. Even the Monokuro file says so. The time of death is unknown. Speaking of which, the Monokuro file this time isn't very helpful. Yeah, it does not. Probably because the body was frozen. Even professional police forces and doctors have a hard time determining the time of death for frozen bodies. How does she know that? If the time of death is unknown, doesn't that mean there's still a possibility that she really died during lunchtime? Certainly a possibility, but it's probably pretty low. I guess this is what we should be talking about. When did Kokoro actually die? Wait, do we really need to? The culprit is already clear as day. What? Nikkei, you already know the culprit? Who is it? Yoruko. Bro, what? No! Huh? Yoruko's Kokoro's culprit? Wait, not this again. Why is it always me? For real, what? You're the one who gave Kokoro her breakfast this morning, right? That's the only period of time that anyone would get a chance at Kokoro. What? He certainly has a point. She was already dead when the Sora crew had arrived during lunchtime. So the meal time right before then is the most suspicious, and Yoruko was the one who visited her then. Wait, how could I have killed her? I was with Teruya the whole time. Honestly, yeah, she's right. The whole point of me joining every visit was so that nobody would try to kill Kokoro in her sick state, and it still happened. So that would mean you would— No! Nonsense, for real. What? Nikkei, why are you accusing everybody, man? So, you mean an accomplice? But there's no gain in being an accomplice, honestly. And Teruya's not a void, so he wouldn't commit a murder in the first place. Are you sure about that, though? Sure, the chance that he's a void is low, but that's all. In the end, Mikado brought him here, right? I honestly thought it was ridiculous to trust a stranger so naively like that. Come on. That's crazy. I'm a kidnapped victim brought here because of Mikado. Nikkei, you're one to talk, suddenly pushing others as the culprit. I'd say you're acting seriously. Just think about it. There are no periods of time for the murder if those two aren't in together for this. Sure, there are no incentives for accomplices, but Monokuro didn't outright deny the possibility. There's such a low chance of that actually being what happened, though. That doesn't make sense. Guys, say something. Yoruko, I know how you feel, but he does have a point. What? We need to discuss this some more, but considering the order of people that visited Kokoro, it shouldn't be weird that Yoruko and Teruya are suspicious, yeah. But we need to talk more about it. man. This game is really good with the mystery element, man. Like, better than actual Danganronpa. Like, it is so difficult to figure out who it is, and there are no clues until they're like, oh, it's this person. Why are you accusing me? The only time the crime could have been committed is when you visited Kokoro. I was with her, and she didn't do anything suspicious at all. Like Nikke said, there is the possibility that you two are accomplices. Kokoro ate all her meals until last night, and the body was found this lunch. So if something happened to Kokoro, it would have been during this morning. But those two don't have alibis, and there's nobody more suspicious than them. Okay. Are Teruya and Kokoro really the culprit? No. I need to present evidence to show there is... What is it, though? Hold on. Yeah, there we go. Yoruko's account. Okay. That took me a little bit to figure out. I didn't really know what was going on. I mean, I did, but it's been a couple of days since I last investigated, so... If we're talking about alibis, I have one, Nikke. Sora. Yoruko said it herself. Why was she crying? What? Yoruko said it herself. She went to the village right after she went to after she left to practice cooking. Yeah, when there was no answer, we left the meal on her doorstep. And Yoruko went straight to the village. She said she was practicing cooking these days. And is there any evidence to back up your claim? Well, I did pass some people on my way there. Oh, I saw her. You were cooking some stew, right? Ah, nice. Alright. There are plenty of witnesses. If Kokoro went straight to the village afterwards, it'd be no time for her to commit the murder. Yoruko, I can understand, but what about Teruya? He entered Kokoro's room every visit. There could have been plenty of chances for him to kill her. Kokoro said she'd open the door only when 2 or more people came to visit her. Thus, under normal circumstances, if anyone entered Kokoro's room to kill her, then we're dealing with more than one culprit. Now that Yoruko's alibi has been confirmed, it would be impossible for Teruya to kill Kokoro on his own. Yeah. Thus the theory of Yoruko and Teruya being accomplices is disproved. What are you talking about, bro? No, that alone isn't going to suffice as a valid alibi. What do you mean? That works! The evidence in Kokoro's room supports that. Sorry, but as a reporter, it's my instinct to pursue every last suspicious detail. So let me show you my evidence. Rebuttal me if you can. I don't want to do this to my man, bro. What is he talking about? It works. The alibi works. It makes sense. What is there that's missing? I can't read these guys. Like, there's too much going on for me to read these. You saw the state of the corpse, didn't you? It was frozen solid. How could Yoruko have done that in such a short span of time? For real. It would be impossible to do all that and immediately leave for the village. That was it. I missed it. I missed it. Damn it. Yes, dude! Holy crap! Holy, oh my god, that took me so long. I did so bad on that. I don't know why Nikke gave me so much trouble. I did horrible on that. No, Nikke. If you're saying Yoruko used liquid nitrogen to freeze Kokoro, that's wrong. What are you talking about? You saw the empty drum barrel in the room plain as day. If she really used that to freeze Kokoro, there would have been some traces left somewhere in the room. However, there were no traces of that. Kokoro's corpse was the only thing that was frozen. Right, Setsuka? Yeah. No traces meant that the liquid nitrogen was probably never used. Maybe she could have frozen Kokoro in some other room before bringing her back in. That would have taken a significant amount of time, yeah. Nikke's proposition was that the crime could have been done in a short time. If Yoruko, our supposed murderer, had taken the body like that, it wouldn't explain how she was able to arrive at the village that early. So Yoruko and Teruya are innocent? Yes. I've been telling you that from the start. I know that from a time standpoint we're suspicious, but Nikke, aren't you being a bit too harsh? For real, bro. What's with that attitude? You got a problem? Let's stop with the fighting. Now that our suspicion on Teruya and Yoruko is cleared, let's get back on the case. I wonder what the liquid nitrogen was used for. It wasn't used for freezing, but it was probably used by the culprit for something, right? Seeing how they left it in the room. No, that's probably a red herring. A red herring, but the drum barrel had a label with written liquid nitrogen on it. It probably wasn't. Yeah! They just stuck that label on an empty barrel. The barrel was not carrying liquid nitrogen anyway. The angle of the label was suspicious as well. Wait, then how did Kokoro get frozen? It must be the ice. No, shut up, Ira! Oh my god! Ira! Of course it's not because of the curse, but how did Kokoro's hand freeze? There was definitely something used to freeze her in the room, and that's the fridge. Alright, I got it. Okay, so... Right? Okay, it was this? This one? No. Okay, alright. Was it this one? Yeah, it was. And then the GE was here. Yes! Oh my gosh, dude. Those are so difficult. Like, I am not good with that kind of stuff, man. I cannot look at something and then memorize it. I can't do that. It's probably the refrigerator. The refrigerator? The culprit froze Kokoro with the refrigerator? Excluding the liquid nitrogen, the only thing we're left with is the refrigerator, but... Is there any proof that the refrigerator was used? Yeah. Proof that the refrigerator was used to freeze Kokoro. Those traces would probably do it. It's the, Kokoro's message. Yeah, the dying... What?! Dog! Come on, maybe I'm jumping the gun. Hold on. It's gotta be... Okay, if it's not her dying message, it's her divider. Yeah, exactly. The refrigerator divider in Kokoro's room was a bit loose. Perhaps it was because the culprit had taken the divider out to fit Kokoro in. Kokoro's quite small, so if they squeeze her right in, she should definitely fit in. Squeeze in? Watch your words. What do you mean? Not to mention her refrigerator was set to an instant freeze mode. If you ever used it before, you should definitely know that it's enough to freeze a human being. Wait, even if it was set to instant freeze, freezing some leftovers and a whole human are completely different. The monochrome file says she was frozen to the point that her cells suffered from necrosis. That is messed up, yeah. If she was frozen that badly, that means the culprit left her in for at least a whole day. Huh? That means Kokoro had to be in there since yesterday at lunchtime. Yeah, what? Yuki, when were you there? When you were there with me and Teruya delivering Kokoro her meal, there was no answer, right? Yeah, but Yoruko said that dinner was gone that night. That doesn't make sense. Is Yoruko lying? No. Why would I lie about something like that? If your refrigerator theory is correct, that means that Kokoro should have been inside the fridge since last supper. If Yoruko is the culprit... Wait, Yoruko never visited Kokoro yesterday. She never had a chance to enter the room. Then who delivered breakfast yesterday? Me, Iraha, and Teruya. And you spoke to Kokoro? Yeah, we chatted for a while. Kokoro even wrote LO on her iPad. It was such a lovely time. That means she was alive, at least until then. Who was there for lunch? Me, Kanade, Shinji, and Teruya. And when did you guys meet Kokoro? Of course, she complained about 4 people being too many. Wait, it's getting a bit too complicated. Can somebody summarize it? Iraha, can you get me a piece of paper from your sketchbook? Okay. Okay, yeah. This is a lot easier. If we summarize what we talked about, this is our result. Setsuka, your drawing is adorable, and you drew such a good summary. I hereby name you the Taking Notes Master. Setsuka, you're good at studying, right? Bro, enough with the drawing, and let's think about the flow of the case with this. If we simply think about this, Kokoro didn't answer since yesterday night. This means something definitely happened then, yeah. Does that mean that the visitors right before then? Shinji, Teruya, and the twins all together are the culprits? Bro, that does not make sense. Why are we the culprit? I doubt that 4 people are accomplices. Yeah, that is insane. Especially when the chances of there being even 1 accomplice is close to 0. But according to Yuki, somebody must have killed Kokoro after lunch and before supper yesterday. Wait, that's impossible. I told you, it's impossible to enter her room when it's not mealtime. That's a rule Kokoro decided herself. And I saw her dinner disappear, so she should have been alive since then in the first place, right? That doesn't give enough time to freeze Kokoro. I have no idea what we're talking. Honestly, I'm with Shinji. This means that nobody is capable of the murder. If somebody killed Kokoro, they obviously needed to enter her room first, and it wasn't during our visits. What the hell is this? So what? I think the refrigerator is the root of the problem. Maybe the culprit didn't use the fridge after all? No, considering the liquid nitrogen was just a red herring, there's no other way the culprit could have possibly frozen Kokoro. There's other clues. There's no other clues, none at all. But we could have only entered her room during mealtime. This is a complete locked room mystery, honestly. This is like probably the hardest trial ever. Like actually, like I'm not even exaggerating. I honestly can't wrap my head around what's going on. Oh man. I knew it. It's Shud. Oh my. Iraha. Oh my god. Monochrome, stop the trial right now. This isn't a murder, it's a curse. No, it's not! End the class trial. I don't mind at all, but I assume that means you've given up on fighting. No! No. I mean, does the culprit even exist in the first place? It seems like it's impossible for everyone. Is there any clue pointing towards the culprit? Even a small hint that could set us back on the right path. Kanade coming in clutch? There is a culprit. This is a case where even if you think about the method first, it becomes more difficult. Then how about we break this thought process by figuring out the culprit first? The evidence is pointing towards the culprit. I'm sure you know it, Sora. I have high hopes for you, Sora, so I'll help you out. Huh. Okay. Honestly, she looks really cute. But I know there's something wrong with her. Like, she has outbursts sometimes, and she's just... Okay. Okay, that was close. That was close. Alright. Nice. Like, look how smug she looks. What is up with that? Nice. That's it. The dying message. The dying message that Kokoro left. If we figure that out, we can find who the culprit is. Yep, that's it. Dying message? What's that again? How did Kanade even figure that out? I couldn't figure that out, bro. It looked like the icicles were forming an F, but other than that, I didn't see anything else. I don't know how she noticed that. It's a hint at the killer left by the victim on their last breath. And you said there was a dying message left? Yeah, you see like the F with the there's nothing for the top part of it, but like you can kind of see it. Yes, the icicle is inside the refrigerator. It looks like normal icicles, but if you look closely, there are letters written on it. The traces that look like someone's nail marks, presumably Kokoro's. Oh, I thought the icicles were in the... Oh my god, I can see it now. That is horrible. F-O? The two of them are stuck together. Wait, is one penetrating the other? So what does this mean? A dying message should be more intuitive. This feels like some sort of code or something. Well, she didn't have much to work with. It's very easily, actually. I've already identified the culprit using this? Excuse me? What? You know who the culprit is? Who is it? And that I'm going to explain right now with this dying message. But we don't know what it means. Kanade, we are inclined to hear your explanation. Of course, if we first point out the culprit, then find out the trick that they used, it'll be much easier. Now, this icicle, it looks like they're randomly placed, but there's exactly 8 of them. And each on the end, F and O is written. If you look closely here, 2 of them are stuck together like Nikke said. The penetrated icicle is different from the others, as it has I written on it instead of O. So that means F stands for female. There are 8 icicles and 8 of us. O stands for the others. Oh, so I literally stands for I as in myself? Yeah, and if you look, it looks like you've gotten a pretty smart brain there, Yuki. Wow. On of the 7 O's is penetrating I. Or 1. Considering that it was Kokoro who made this, we can interpret this message as, one of the 7 girls killed me. That is so smart! That is so smart! Oh my gosh, what? I would have never gotten that! So the culprit is a female? Wait, this alone doesn't pinpoint the culprit at all. All we can get from this is that the killer is a girl. Yeah, but you can deduce from the information of the people who left to give her lunch, or not give her lunch, but give her food in general, who the culprit is. Well, you can take this one step further to deduce the killer's identity as well. What do you mean? Look carefully at the icicles. They all seem familiar, but the I icicle that's penetrated by the O icicle, the killer's icicle is significantly larger than the others. Keeping up the theory that these icicles represent us girls. The lengths of these icicles are probably analogous to our heights. Alright, I think that's a stretch. Somebody please summarize this for me. She can't keep up. Are you proposing this? The tallest out of all the girls is the killer. Huh? That's what the dying message means? That would mean the culprit is... I don't know anyone's heights! I don't know their heights, what? No, hold on. That's not fair. I don't know their heights. Okay, hold on. Let me look at everyone. Yoruko... Oh. Sayobai's awake. I'm surprised. Ira's short. No, okay, I know who it is. Why? Don't tell me this is right. I was starting to like her. Please don't do this. Oh my fucking god. Why does the scheme do this to me? The tallest out of all the female students. You're fucking playing with me, right? You're joking. She was the one who said we need to find Kokoro's killer. There better be like some... Let me stop stalling. The tallest out of all the female students. Emma Magarobi, is it you? What? I can't believe this, man. This is too much. Emma, the person that the dying message is pointing to, it has to be you. What? Emma's the culprit? Sora, why would Emma be the killer? I don't know exactly. I just solved the dying message like Kanade told me to. If the tallest person out of the girls is the culprit, it's gotta be Emma, right? Yeah, but still. Don't. Stop, bro. Stop. You're gonna make me feel something. How could you? We gotta finish this before we start feeling something, man. I don't want to feel bad. Sora, I'm trying my best to find the culprit who killed Kokoro. And you're saying that I'm the culprit? Even if you're joking, that's way too far. Sora, regardless of the dying message, don't you think it's a bit... Emma was Kokoro's best friend, not to mention she was the most upset out of all of us when Kokoro died. Okay, let's be realistic here. So, Emma and Kokoro's relationship, I wouldn't say they were friends. Multiple times, Kokoro said that they were not friends and that she wanted to be left alone. I'm sure that's not how she actually felt, but some of that had to be true. Kokoro didn't want to interact with anyone, really, for her own safety, and Emma kept nagging her, or kept trying to hang out with her when she didn't want to hang out. I wouldn't say they were friends. If anything, I'm starting to see how it's possible that she's the killer. I don't know when she killed Kokoro, or if she could have killed Kokoro, but... Why would she kill Kokoro, though? That's my main issue. That doesn't make sense. Okay, let me continue. I'll think about this later. Emma was Kokoro's best friend, not to mention she was the most upset out of all of us when Kokoro died. Yeah, personally, I agree this is going too fast. We don't have any decisive clues either. Maybe our interpretation of the dying message was just wrong. No. Are you all a bunch of idiots? What? My interpretation is as sound as... Oh, God. She's starting to get cocky. Once we assume that Emma is the culprit, all of the mysteries will now make sense. How dare you? Why would you think that... Kanade, you're being mean to M. There's no way M could... Sis? What the fuck? What is wrong with her? Would you please just shut up? If you're not going to be useful, get out of the way. Kanade? What? Yeah, I'm with Teruya, bro. It seems to me like Miss Kanade has already solved the case. But judging by the reaction, it just feels like a delusion from Miss Little Sis. Okay, alright, there's something wrong with her. I knew there was something wrong with her, but this is fucking creepy as shit. Delusion? Kanade, what's wrong? Sora? Yes? You alone believe my reasoning, right? I believe that you can figure out how Emma did it without my explanation. What the fuck? Help me. What? How are you gonna be an asshole and then just tell me to figure it out? What? If you're lost, I can give you... Okay, there we go. If you're lost, I can give you a hint. Emma's talent. Her talent is the key to this. What? Emma's talent? Let's try out Kanade's suggestion. Instead of solving the mystery to deduce the culprit, let's first pinpoint the culprit, then solve how they did it. Work backwards. Alright, let's focus. I have never done this, so I have no idea. Oh god. Oh god. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay, this is hard. This is hard. It doesn't look hard, but it is. Oh my gosh. Okay. Alright. Okay. Alright. Come on. Oh god. No! I'm gonna die, dude. This is impossible. What is Emma Magarobi's ultimate talent? Ultimate actress? We knew that. Everyone knew that. What? Yeah. This is so hard, dude. It doesn't look hard at all, but it is. Oh my god. What is this? Dude. Come on. Okay, at least they're generous and gave me a lot of health, but oh my god. Alright. We're good. We're doing good. Oh! No! I still got hit! Oh my god. What does the ultimate actress do? Act? What? How is that even... How is that a question? I already... What? That's like a given. That's not... Alright, Stage 3. Hopefully this isn't hell. Oh god. What? Why did I talk? Oh, what are those yellow things? I don't want to touch them. I don't want to... They're probably insta-kill me or something, man. Oh god. Ah! Okay, alright. It's Flappy Bird. We're good. We got this. Man, I've not heard that word since like 2011. Jesus. No. Why do you keep going up? No! Oh my god. I really don't want to die on this. If Emma, the ultimate actress, is the culprit, which of the following would be possible? Oh my god! This guy's is another person! Wow! Wow! What? No way! No, that is a stretch. You gotta be playing, bro. That is such a stretch. What? That's how she did it? Emma's talent. With the talent of ultimate actress, wouldn't it be possible to act as someone else? What do you mean? Literally be that person. Our former reasoning was denied because Kokoro's dorm room was locked, as we all had alibis. But what if the Kokoro we met was in fact not the actual Kokoro, but Emma in disguise? What? What if Emma was disguised as Kokoro? And what if Kokoro was already dead? Then it would be possible. That's insane, yeah. You mean the Kokoro we met was actually Emma? Sora, are you judging me because of my ultimate talent? No, it's not like that. Not only accusing me of murdering my friend, but you're judging me because of my talent? Calm down, Emma. I know how you feel, but how can I calm down after hearing that? I just want to avenge Kokoro. So, I tried my best, but... No, I didn't mean to... Sora, I think you've got... Oh, come on, bro! No! Oh, I'm sorry, but I don't think Emma's the killer, Sora. Let's think again. Maybe Kanade made a mistake. This is just too rough on Emma. Alright, you gotta calm down. You're gonna give me nightmares. I made a mistake? Oh, Jesus, please stop. I didn't know you were all at the same level as my sister. Disappointing. What does that mean? How dare... Let's be quiet, Hibiki. I'm really starting to get creeped out from her. Let's be quiet, Hibiki. I told you that I'll solve this for you. Why do you keep being so cocky? Useless Hibiki is only has to hear me and rely on me. You know that, don't you? What the fuck happened to her? Aside from Kanade's intimidating face, I also believe it's unfair to accuse Emma as the killer. We don't even have any special reason to doubt her. No. I'll trust Kanade and Sora. I'll take their side too, because I got something sparkling after hearing that. It's too harsh. That's how class trials are. Simmer down a little, everyone. The class trial is secret, an honorable place for competing wisdom. So any conflict has to be resolved with discussion. I'm sorry, Emma, but this case can't be solved unless Kanade is right. Let's calm everyone down and gradually share my opinion. Wow, we're doing a scrum debate already. We're like an hour in, I think. Yeah, we're like an hour in, dude. Wow. Oh, you can actually see Mikado's face. Team Lunar. Team Lunar. Team Solar. Teruya. Dude, I feel so bad for him. Is it possible to disguise as Kokoro? It's impossible. It's possible. It is possible. I'm starting to think it is after what Kanade is saying. Kanade is very scary right now. I was with you, so I had no time to disguise. How do we know that you were how do we know that when you weren't with us for a whole 24 hours? That is a very good point. If Emi's the killer, there's no need for such a disguise. If you hear all my reasoning, then you understand why she had to disguise. The Kokoro we met was the actual Kokoro without a doubt. Isn't it impossible to completely act as someone else? To act is her ultimate talent, isn't it? This is such a stretch! Even if she had perfectly imitated her appearance, she couldn't have imitated the voice. Kokoro didn't use her voice because of the disease. That's no problem. Yeah, that is true. Kokoro and Emma have different heights. Isn't it hard to disguise as one another? Kokoro didn't get out of bed. We had no chance to check her height. That is true. Even so, this case isn't closed without a way to enter her dorm room. There may be another way to access the dorm room. We just haven't discovered it yet. Why is Mikado actually said something? Wow. Alright, crouch bind. Up. Come on. No! Come on! Those are always so difficult. Wait, there's no end if we keep arguing like this. Also, I have just noticed Sayubai has not said a word in this trial. What is he doing? He's awake. His sprite is awake. I never expected Sora would do this. We have to. We don't have a choice. So when will we stop arguing? If you assume what I'm saying is true, then you'll realize that the crocodile tear... Oh, God. Kanade, you're way too harsh. Okay, fine. Let's assume it would be possible for me to disguise as Kokoro. But even if that's the case, what would that matter? There must be a way for me to enter Kokoro's dorm room for Kanade's logic to make sense. You can say that again. Kokoro's dorm room can only be accessed by Kokoro herself. Whether disguised or not, nobody but Kokoro can open her dorm without her reopening it. This is what we talked about at the beginning, right? Yes, in this case, the biggest problem is the method of entering Kokoro's room. Yeah. because it was locked. Whatever trick the killer used, he or she had to have entered Kokoro's room before murdering her. There were only 3 chances for us to enter her room. I mean, during mealtime, don't you? See? We're going around in circles. It's no use to discuss the disguise in the first place. I am so sorry. Hold on. Bro, sometimes I just can't speak English. What are you talking about, everyone? We definitely had the chance. When we entered Kokoro's dorm without ever asking for... What? You mean when we entered her room without being invited in? Kanade seems to know something. I should listen to her more. What is she talking about? What is Kanade talking about? Try Bloodstain. Kokoro's Handbook. I have no idea what she's talking about. What do you mean when we entered Kokoro's dorm room? We definitely did after our performance when she fell down, yeah. At the time we used her student handbook to open the door. Right, we used to open the door, we used her fingerprints to open the door, but Kokoro was still alive at the moment. There's no meaning of entering the room. What if somebody took her student handbook there in the middle of the commotion? Left the dorm room with the student handbook. Then she can enter the dorm freely without... And you're referring to me. Yeah. Wait. Is that all? The locked room mystery. There must be evidence related to this among what I found investigating. I don't... That was wrong? I thought I had to agree with her. That was wrong? Kanade, there's a loophole in your argument. She's not going to be happy hearing that. A loophole? If somebody had stolen Kokoro's student handbook, obviously he or she might have entered the room freely. Unless the auto-power saving mode was activated. Auto-power saving mode? You mean the system that automatically turns off the handbook if nobody touches it? Yeah. Even if somebody stole Kokoro's handbook, as Kanade said, it's impossible for one to turn it on again after it goes off, unless it's Kokoro herself. How about touching it constantly so that... Nah, bro. That is impossible. You can't manipulate other students' handbooks with your hands. While the power saving system is active, it shares the same recognition algorithm without turning on. It only reacts to the owner's fingerprints. What do you... Don't say complicated words. That's not complicated. In other words, the handbook would go off unless Kokoro herself was touching it. As everyone else has explained, Kanade, your reasoning doesn't make sense due to this problem. What the fuck, dude? This girl. Didn't I call her cute like 30 minutes ago? I take it back. I take that back, man. Stop, please. Can I ask everyone here a quick question? What's this about? Ara has constantly insisted that this case is because of the curse of a snow girl, right? Yeah, so? Why would you believe such a thing in the first place? Wow. Because the snow girl is known to freeze the one she hates and take their hands and feet. And Kokoro died in the same exact way, didn't she? That's right. Apparently Kokoro seems to have been killed in the same way as the snow girl's curse. Or as the official name goes, the Yuki Onna curse. Well, anyone but Iraha wouldn't be dumb enough to believe in that curse. Wow. Everyone says you're dumb. But it's fine, because you're adorable. And why do you come out with that again? What? You're not going to claim that it was actually the curse, right? Not at all. But if it's not the curse, then why did the killer choose such a cumbersome method of murder? To promote fear? To make it a mystery? Now, Hibiki, please think before you speak. This is obviously a copycat crime. And of course the killer had a reason to do this. A copycat crime? What's that? Literally, it means that the case imitates another case in the past. But this time, she's saying that the case had imitated the legend of the Yuki Onna. And what's the reason for that? It's obvious. A cover to conceal the trick of the locked room murder. As Sora pointed out, Kokoro's handbook recognizes nothing but her own fingerprints. It would be turned off even if the other person keeps touching it. Then what if the killer had Kokoro's fingerprints? What? The reason the killer did such a thing to Kokoro, that evidence They cut off her hands to use her hands! They cut off her hands to use her hands! Oh my god! They cut them off, you mean? The killer cut off both Kokoro's hands because she needed her fingerprints! Oh my god. Cutting off the fingers to get the fingerprints? That was it. The elements of Yuki Ona's curse were all just a cover-up. True intention was the fingerprints. Wait, that means the killer carried a severed hand just to turn on the student handbook. But how would you do that? It's not only the matter of hiding it. There'd still be the matter of the blood and the smell. Another thing is, if the killer didn't need to cut off the feet if they were only needing the fingerprints. She didn't have to carry all the hands and the feet. As Yoruko pointed out, she only needed a fingertip to get the fingerprint. What the fuck? This is so creepy. Then why did she cut them all off? Because if just one finger had been cut, it would have been obvious it was for the fingerprint. It's only after the case when we discovered Kokoro's body anyway. So the killer could have only had the fingertip for a while and cut the rest at a later date. This is what you're trying to say, Kanade. Yes, I'm glad you're starting to be... Yeah, that does make more sense. Just a guess, there's no evidence and not enough reason to do such a troublesome task for a fingerprint. No, there is evidence. At the time we discovered Kokoro's body, it was just beginning to melt and bleed. But there was a dry blood stain on the bed. Yeah, that's when it was actually cut off. What do you mean, strange? The dry blood stain was from cutting off the fingertip. The fingertip? Not the whole hand? As Setsuka said, the imitation of the legend was just for show. This second island had a great motif of the Yuki Ona's tale, so she used that to divert our attention. Pretty well done, wouldn't you say? So how's that? Does this solve the trouble of how she entered the dorm room? Well, it certainly does explain how Emma entered Kokoro's room while disguised as her. And more surprisingly, the one who came out last during the performance, when we brought Kokoro back to her room, was Emma. Okay, that's enough for me. What about it? If she were the last remaining person in the room, she could have stolen the handbook without being noticed by anyone else. Emma, no, it can't be. She's not saying anything. This is just as Kanade expected. By spotting the killer first and tracing the case back with information from the killer, we could see what we were missing. Combining the reasoning just came out of mine and what we revealed at first. The killer used the foregoing way to bring Kokoro's student handbook. And after everybody went to bed, she came back to Kokoro's room before the power went off. Perhaps this is when the real and fake Kokoro were switched. And she cut Kokoro's finger off and locked her in the refrigerator. Oh, it connects to the refrigerator trick. My goodness, now we have solved all the problems we had at the beginning. Yuki is the GOAT for that. That was incredibly smart. The access to the room, the time needed to freeze the body, and the alibi problem. Wait, isn't it strange? I thought losing the handbook was a violation of the school rules. She literally could not fight back. If the killer took Kokoro's handbook in that way, she should have been punished. It's not that strange. This is theft, not a loss, yeah. And the school rules tend to make exceptions for murder. There was a rule saying that? Oh yes, Monokuro said so when he opened the door of Kokoro's room and we discovered the body. And we don't need a flashback. Oh my god. Speaking of the rules, speaking of the school rules, in fact there's another rule the killer violated for this case. I mean the vandalism, right? Heh, you're quite smart. He really is. What do you mean, Yuki? Explain it. You said that, big bro. The day after the performance, you saw the broken Yuki Onna statue at the museum during your morning jog. Oh yes, we talked about the vandalism at that time too. The fact that nobody was punished for the vandalism means... Yes, it was a part of the trick. It was a part of the murder, yeah. To increase the plausibility of the Yuki Onna curse, she destroyed the statue to make it seem as if it awoke. That's one of the reasons, but the true purpose is different. As you all know, the essence of this case is the killer's disguise. You can cover skin color using makeup, and the clothes by wearing Kokoro's. What about the hair? Hearing that, the Kokoro we met was too similar to the original to consider her as a disguise. How did she make that hair? Maybe it's because of that piece of evidence? I don't know what it is. What?! This is insane! This is insane. The dressing room. She took a wig from the dressing room inside the museum and modified it? That's right. Of course there were so many kinds of wigs in the dressing room. But there wasn't one that resembles Kokoro's hair, was there? It had her hair color, and that was enough. Iroha, do you remember the costume party we held the first night we arrived on the second island? Yeah, I do. Do you remember who took care of our hairdressing at the time? Oh, it was Emma. This is... oh my god, dude. She's still not saying anything. But what does the wig have to do with the broken Yuki Onna statue? The connection between the wig and the broken statue. Maybe it's because of that. The wig and the broken statue. It was that! What? Maybe it's because of the dressing room prop list. What's that? I saw that too. It's a list that contains the amount of stock for each prop in the dressing room. A list that tells us which wig or clothes amounts to how much, like that. If Kokoro had taken out the wig to disguise as Kokoro, then the dressing room would have one wig missing from the list. To cover that, she destroyed the statue and took the hair to fill up part of the inventory. Wow, why did she do something so unnecessary? Nobody would notice one wig missing. Hiding the disguise was the most important part for the killer. So she might have been concerned about such a minor thing. Indeed, the meticulousness was not in vain. Among us, there was the one who memorized all of this list and checked for us every single day. That's not perverted. Sorry, it's me. How is that no, I'm sorry. I don't remember very well. But I feel I made a mistake by not doing such a thing in the past, so... Well, it was a previous work habit, too. I can't bear to be knowing without the exact quantities of the stock. He's the ultimate merchant, so that makes sense. Even though Teruya had checked every day, we didn't even notice the wig has disappeared. We can see the killer had been too grandiose. But if the stock had not been filled, Teruya must have noticed the loss, so the killer had the advantage. One of the wigs in the dressing room had the pieces of the destroyed statue on it. The interference started from there. Still, we would have never come up with the disguise idea without Kanade's help. No, I was just able to do this because I looked outside of the box. Well, it seems the identity of the killer is still... Well, it seems like the identity of the killer is being revealed. Emma, you really... She's still not talking. Emma, if you really are the killer, just confess now. I don't want to argue with you anymore. Wow. Sora is just blunt. Bro, Sora is the ultimate hard ass, like, actually. She does not give a fuck. Are you that eager to accuse? This game and its sprites are starting to send chills down my spine, man. You ruined my friendship with Kokoro, my ultimate talent, and everything else. And you still haven't had enough? Emma, don't cry. I once thought it made no sense to suspect you. But after hearing all that, I can't believe those fake tears. Oh, shit. She's literally acting. She is acting. She truly deserves the name of the ultimate actress. They totally look real. I still can't find out who's telling the truth. We vote an innocent as the killer. Everyone but the killer dies, right? If you all have a death wish, so be it. What do you mean? I'm not the killer. All of you are being tricked by Kanade's verbose, yet wrong reasoning. If you pick me, then we all die. The real killer is laughing among us. Please think again. When will you stop the disgusting act? All of the evidence incriminates you. Sora, you said so, didn't you? If Kokoro hadn't have died, maybe thanks to me talking to her, she would have joined us. I wanted to be her friend, no matter what. Which means if I get slain here while I'm innocent, I won't be able to face Kokoro in the afterlife. There's still a chance. Trust me, I will contradict your reasoning. I will prove to you that I'm not the killer. Oh, dude, this is... Oh my gosh. Please, dude. I can't. Let me point out the falsehoods. I've just got to find one. One minor flaw in your reasoning. But that minor flaw will prove my innocence. I hope I can change your mind. This trial has got me feeling emotional, man. This is... Oh my gosh. That took me so long, dude. It's so hard because I gotta read the words, but they're sideways, and I also have to, like, think about what contradicts what we already know, and it just happens so fast. No, it's possible to get out of the monocruise after the door is locked in the nighttime. That's what they were talking about. What? Now you're arguing is black is white? Sora. This is not nonsense. It was possible in the previous island. We got access to something new after the class trial. The balcony door at the 4th floor hall, I mean. Oh, that's right. The balcony door opened after the last class trial. But the 4th floor of the monocruise, isn't that low? Isn't that low down, right? She could get out of the ship through there, but it's just too risky. And what if she had a rope-like thing to climb down? No way. Yuki, nobody went through the balcony. A rope-like thing. This reminds me of the testimony about the balcony that I heard from Shinji. Exactly, yeah. Excuse me, Shinji. Whoa, what? Why did you call me all of a sudden? Didn't you tell me that you saw something on the balcony side on your morning jog that day? Oh, you mean that? Yeah, I think I saw something. It was like a big, long cloth being rolled up. So, Emma, according to what Shinji said, wouldn't it be possible for the killer to get out of the ship through the balcony during the night? Of course it's impossible to come back that way, but we know how Hajime did it in the last murder. The killer had come back right after the door opened. Nobody would notice her and the perfect crime is achieved. Perhaps what Big Bro saw was the killer quickly retrieving the rope, like, thing after coming back from outside. What? That's just a hypothesis. I don't know any such thing. But the time Shinji mentioned exactly corresponds to that day, doesn't it? Yes, maybe that's the way she used to move out. We've got too much evidence already. Don't you know that a series of hypotheses can be put together as a reasonable argument? Really? Is it you, Emma? No way. To sum it up, the killer could enter Kokoro's room freely from that morning. So we had recognized the disguised Kokoro as the real and alive Kokoro. And that made us believe that this case is a locked-room murder after her sudden death. In fact, there is another reason to doubt Emma. Since the performance, she has finished her meal very fast for that she had no appetite. She has never finished a meal with us. Why? Because she had to act as Kokoro. Oh my god, she demanded us to bring 2 meals a day at the appointed time. So Kokoro must be in the room at those moments. However, at the same time, Emma herself should eat with us to avoid suspicion. Thus, she had no choice but to make up a reason to get out of the dining hall and start disguising. Come to think of it, I believe that was the reason she designated a specific meal time. It was done by Kokoro herself, but now we all know that she was actually the disguised killer. By setting the exact time, she could decrease the risk of an unexpected situation. Wow. Everything makes perfect sense. So you're gonna doubt me till the end? Even though you're all missing one important fact, which is... There's nothing like that. Stop struggling, because it's getting a bit... You're disgusting! Did you see the faces you were making? No, it's a thing that wasn't mentioned before. I'll prove to you that it was totally impossible for me to disguise as Kokoro. This is... dude, why is Chapter 2 always so difficult? Bro, Nikke, get your pen out of my face, bro. So, you're saying that I disguised as Kokoro? That's absolutely impossible. It's not, though. I'm an actress, not a voice actor. I can't mimic her voice. You didn't have to. And there's a height problem, too. I did not mean to do that. Her disease was diagnosed on the morning of the day after the performance. The killer should have prepared to disguise in the daybreak before that. What's this? Was the killer aware of Kokoro's disease in advance? With no other way to overcome the voice and height difference. Endemic disease? What are the chances they would predict that? Again, unless you're an actual god, that's absolutely impossible. What if it was a lie? She's denying the charge on and on. Let's listen to her carefully. There must be a loophole. Sayobai's account? Sayobai would know if it was a disease or not. Emma, did you just say an endemic disease? Huh? What about that? That's weird. Those who weren't with us at Sayobai's examination shouldn't know that. Yeah, no, it's over. Kokoro has been suffering an endemic disease. Those who weren't with us? Everyone except me, Sora... I can't with their nicknames. And Dr. Sayobai and Patient Kokoro. You weren't there, Emma. How did you know that Kokoro's disease was endemic? What are you talking about? You said that in the dining room. No. We only said the disease was a rare one and not an endemic one. What? And surely you should know, because Kokoro, as the examination, was actually you, Emma. Tongue slip coming all the way down here. You're getting quite nervous, I guess. Fuck. Oh my gosh, you can't take that back now. She's done. Wait, I just said that it might be... No, it's too late. What? See, both islands were tropical. Both islands we've been on were tropical, so I naturally thought the image of an endemic disease. Just a coincidence, and now you're picking on such a minor thing. Pathetic. The lamest excuse I've ever heard. Well, she's about to die. You can't really blame her. And it's not important whether the disease is endemic or not anyway, is it? The point is, how did I know Kokoro was suffering a disease beforehand? Indeed, the killer must have started to prepare for disguise before the examination result came out. So it makes a contradiction if she hadn't been aware of the disease. You got it? Now you know that if you were all... Now you know that you're all wrong, don't you? Oh, I have an objection. Was the result true in the first place? Like this. That's what I said. What do you mean? Even if Kokoro was actually Emma, the disease itself was diagnosed by Sayobai, wasn't it? Oh, really? Then let's ask him right now. It's Mr. Doctor there, who hasn't said a single word, for real. What are you doing, bro? Oh, he actually hasn't said anything until now, for real. What are you doing? Don't bother me. I'm busy arranging the details of the last... Are you kidding me? Of the last business transactions. There are more than 20 businesses that must be dealt simultaneously. I have to prepare for alternatives since I'm wasting my time stuck here. What does he think this life at stake trial is for? Sayobai, I'm sorry, but we want to ask you something. Ask what? You deduce the killer, then the trial is all over, isn't it? Just stop wasting time and put an end to it. There still remains the final objection, and we need your testimony to break it, Sayobai. During the inspection, you said that, right? You knew the killer from the beginning, and she made a huge mistake. He said that? Sayobai, was your examination real? No. You guys, I've agreed to as a broker, got it? The examination was no favor, it was a business deal. What are you on about? Never reveal the information about the customers in business deals. I mean, I guess he's got a moral code. That's my creed as a broker. But this is a class trial. You're gonna stick to that creed crap when your life is at stake? Of course I'm not. The most important thing is my life, you know. Honestly, yeah, I was gonna say, if he doesn't tell us... However, well, fine. I'll give you a special service this time, then. My business partner was Kokoro Mitsume, technically, and I feel no need to respect a dead woman. Wow, Sayobai. This is the request I received from Kokoro Mitsume. I was attacked by the Void. I want to blow the cover of the void who attacked me, so please make a false examination for my safety, and deliver that fake result to the others. I said, wait. What, so you mean that Kokoro wasn't sick at all? That's a little different. The request was not made by the real Kokoro in the first place. You said that you know who the killer is, Saobai. Then do you mean that you got who she was just by that request? Because it was weird, obviously. I would not leak you this, so she could have spoke when there were just the two of us. But she used that tablet PC to converse even in front of me. And moreover, Emma Magarobi, that woman said her body is as hot as lava after Kokoro Mitsume fell down. Why did she say so when Kokoro Mitsume was attacked by the void and not suffering a disease? Wow, maybe she got burnt with wounds. On reflection, we just acted upon Emma saying she's got a fever. After taking her to the room, we only drugged her to put a wet towel on her face. This is obviously a measure for her disease, not an attack. But it seems Emma had out a bait for us. She's got a fever, inducing us to think of a disease. She used Sayabai's examination to nail it down. And we all haven't ever imagined that disease would be a lie. I wasn't with you at the time, but the story sounds awkward even to me. A healthy person suddenly gets disabled by an unknown endemic disease. Yeah, that's definitely awkward. She carefully used her words to distract our attention from the suddenness of the examination result. However, that made her get caught by Saobai on the contrary. What do you mean? It doesn't make sense at all. Emma Magarobi talking about a fever and Kokoro Mitsume talking about the attack. Of course I didn't notice the disguise at the time. But when the murder took place, but I got it when the murder took place and who the killer is. And we didn't have to wonder if you told us earlier. Why didn't you say that? I told you. I've agreed, Shorty. Oh, well, now you have exposed everything, so I feel I don't have to keep it to myself. The secret everybody knows is no more a secret. It's checkmate, Emma. Bro, this is... No, wait a minute. Something's wrong. I'm not the killer. I'm sorry, Emma, but it seems like nobody's on your side anymore. Me too. I first thought Kanade's reasoning was wrong. My reasoning is perfect. Wait. We haven't discussed how the killer dealt with the body yet. I was outside of the room when the body was discovered. I couldn't have done anything in that time. You could do that treatment in the morning. After you stopped disguising yourself, you didn't have to open the door for us. So you could just do your job whether somebody visited or not. She's just picking apart every little oh my god, dude. By job, you mean the final step, right? Yes, take frozen Kokoro out of the refrigerator and cut off the hands and feet to hide the severed fingertip. Then the room would be full of blood, wouldn't it? There was no such trace. She was frozen. Not at all. She was fully frozen down to cells, so there's no risk of blood spilling. Maybe only flesh would splash. That's disgusting. Then rearrange the refrigerator partitions back to the original, and put liquid nitrogen labeled drum for a distraction. Finally, get out of the room and everything's perfect. Wait, there's one thing that bothers me. Kokoro was frozen by the quick freeze mode of the refrigerator, right? Not by the liquid nitrogen. No matter how long the freezing was, it must melt if exposed to room temperature for hours. Indeed, there was blood coming from the cut surface of the hands and feet. But it was very little. Shouldn't it melt faster in room temperature? The point is that the melting speed was too slow. But perhaps it's because the killer used that tool to keep the body cool, the bags of ice. Yeah. That's because the killer used dry ice. Dry ice? When the body was discovered, there was cold air and white fog in the room. At first we believed it was the liquid nitrogen, but it was actually dry ice. Indeed, the bag of dry ice was at the crime scene. She maintained the temperature with dry ice in order to prevent the body from melting. What the fuck, Emma? How is it? You don't have anything to refute, right? What the fuck? Why? Dog, I don't even want to vote. Why are you being so harsh to me? Are you kidding me? You're kidding, right? I didn't do anything wrong. I just want... The reasoning based upon coincidences makes me guilty. Emma. God, enough already. When will you ever stop? Sora. You understand, don't you? I'm not the killer. Please persuade them for me. We're about to all be up. Which side would this reaction be? An act of truth? All the evidence is indicating that Emma is the killer. It's nothing but her being stubborn. Let's present the final piece to break down her insistence. Dude, this entire trial. Oh my god. She's Harley Quinn. This is... I want to feel bad for her, but why did you brutally kill Kokoro like that? It's cool that you're angry, but I can't do anything for you. This is... Oh my god, dude. This song is not helping either. I already feel bad. I did not mean to do that. That was horrible. Reload, reload. Ah! I missed? Come on! Oh, I did not mean to do that. That was really bad. Oh my god, dude. If we do this, everyone will die. How do we know that, though? We don't know that. Oh god. Oh god. Oh no. I don't want to do this. Every time this happens in these games, bro, I feel bad because obviously the killer had a reason to do what they did, and they die in such a horrible way, and it's... Both cannot exist in one. Both cannot coexist in one place. Oh man. I have one thing to ask everyone. Has anyone here ever visited Kokoro with Emma? Huh? Oh, that's... Of course there isn't anyone, because Kokoro we saw was Emma. During the Kokoro we saw during the visit was Emma herself. If Emma came to visit, there'd be nobody in Kokoro's dorm. What are you talking about, Sora? I definitely visited Kokoro's room. With who, though? Don't you remember? Yuki Teruya? Oh, that's true. I went there with Emma. On our way out of the dining room, I came to her and suggested to go together. And did Kokoro open the door at that time? No, it was last evening. The first time Kokoro didn't open the door for us. Because she was dead. Oh, obviously. How can it be open when Emma is outside the room? Instead, what Yuki just said makes her more suspicious. The excuse she had no appetite was in order to leave fast and disguise as Kokoro. So as a result, Emma actually never went on a visit with us. So much for caring about Kokoro when you didn't even visit her. No, didn't. More like couldn't. Perhaps it was an unexpected event for her to receive the suggestion from Yuki. She did try to get out at first. She did try to get out first at that time, indeed. Emma, just give up. You have no defense at this point. This is so messed up. No arguments to refute now. Let's summarize this case once again. Then you won't be able to refute anymore. Okay, so they started the concert. Yeah, Kokoro collapsed. Yeah, that happened, and then this happened. Yeah, that's correct. What? How's that not correct? What do you mean? What is this? The fainted Kokoro's... Oh, alright, okay. This... I thought that was them stealing the handbook. Or no, the other one was them stealing the handbook. Makes more sense. Oh. Why? This is so gruesome. Why did... The culprit goes to Kokoro's room when everyone is asleep. Yeah. They cut off her finger, put her in the fridge, and froze her. Jesus. So gruesome for no reason. Why did she do this? I thought she cared about, quote-unquote, cared about her. What? They left the mono cruise out at night, yeah. Is that that's Ibuki. What's his name? That's a Naegi wig. Yeah, Naegi. That's actually amazing. I like that a lot. The culprit arrived in the dressing room and the exit. Yeah. Chooses a wig. They're breaking the Yu-Gi-Oh now. Yeah, okay. So they chose a wig. And then this. What is this? Yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah. Culprit status Kokoro. Oh, they literally texted Sayobai from Kokoro's. Oh my god, that is insane. That's why you said Kokoro Mitsume was the one who told me what to. Oh, that is insane. Okay, that's the first one. Sayobai gets a text. Something, and then, yeah, that should be right. Yeah, that's it. Okay. Everyone visited Kokoro for next week. Wait, what? What would they know she was? Oh, okay. Yeah, that's first. This. Yeah. Okay, that should be it. Yeah, that's it. Alright. What is this? Bro, this is from the first trial. Why is this here? What? Why is that there? We already did that. Oh. Okay. So was the liquid nitrogen first? This was probably first. This, and they cut off her arms and legs, and then this, right? What? How's that wrong? Yeah, pulled Kokoro out, and then yeah, okay. So liquid nitrogen. Right? Dog, what? Doesn't make sense. Okay. I don't understand. Okay, so the liquid nitrogen was first. Then they cut off, okay. Then the ice, and then the body, right? The case began with the performance Setsuka set up. During the performance, Kokoro suddenly fell down. At this moment, the culprit said her body is as hot as lava to make it seem like she had a disease. But in fact, it was actually an attack by the killer amongst the commotion. We immediately brought Kokoro to her dorm room. We used her finger to turn on the student handbook. The handbook can only be turned on by its owner's fingerprint. This was later used by the killer. The killer pretended to worry about Kokoro and left the room last. It was to steal Kokoro's student handbook. Soon the nighttime came and the killer went back to Kokoro's dorm after everyone was asleep. After finding nobody was watching her, the killer started the preparation with ease. Oh my god. First, she tied up Kokoro and cut off her fingertip. This was because she needed Kokoro's fingerprint. After she had stopped the bleeding, she put Kokoro into the refrigerator. The refrigerator had enough size for a person, as small as Kokoro, when the partitions were removed. The culprit then set the refrigerator to instant freeze. To freeze Kokoro to death. Ah, jeez. Then the killer started to prepare for the disguise. The key of this murder was to disguise as Kokoro, thus pretending as if Kokoro was still alive. With that, she collected Kokoro's clothes, but she still needed the hair part to perfect her disguise. Here, the killer took interest in the dressing room in the museum, and the starter for their plan came from there. She had to get ready for the disguise before the next morning, but it was impossible for her to get to the museum as nighttime had already come. So the killer used a rope-like thing to jump down from the monocruise through the balcony at the 4th floor. Arriving at the museum, she took out a wig that looked similar to Kokoro's hair from the dressing museum. This made a loss in the dressing room's props list. So she destroyed the Yukioma statue and used its hair to fill the list instead. The destruction not only helped cover the losses, but also gave us the sense that the Yukioma had awoken. Considering the body state we discovered, it worked out perfectly. On the next morning, the killer came back to the monocruise right after the door opened to remove the evidence at the balcony, and used Kokoro's student handbook to send a request to Sayobai. I was attacked by the void and I want to conceal myself to that void. So please make a false examination upon me and tell my disease to the others. That was the request. Sayobai the Scrooge accepted this request, but felt that something wasn't quite right as he saw the disguised killer. Remaining silent even in front of Sayobai himself, in the situation that contradicts with "she's got a fever" mentioned by the killer last night. Perhaps he was able to spot the killer based on these two inconsistencies. Anyways, his false examination made us believe that Kokoro had been suffering from a disease, which allowed the killer to overcome the biggest challenges of this disguise: voice and height. In addition, the killer required us to bring meals for her at specific times. For that, she was disabled. This was to reduce the risk of unexpected situation and to disguise more easily. Still, the killer had to finish her meal earlier to disguise as Kokoro in advance. This made her look suspicious. For real. For a few days after that, we delivered meals to the disguised killer and saw the face of Kokoro, so nobody ever noticed that Kokoro was dying that very moment. At the same time, Kokoro was gradually being frozen in the refrigerator. Oh my god. She left a dying message with her last strength. She broke 8 icicles that were created by the instant freeze mode, and carved F on the front and O on the back with her nail. And on the last icicle, carved I instead of O and penetrated the longest icicle through the I icicle to complete the message. That was incredibly smart. The icicles meant 8 females, namely the tallest girl among the females, which the one who killed I, in other words, Kokoro. Indeed, the killer was the tallest among the females. We couldn't have noticed the killer without the dying message. As time had passed, Kokoro had finally died, and the killer gave up on the disguise. This morning, using the empty drum in the bag of ice she collected the night before, she prepared to finish her crime. First, she put a liquid nitrogen label onto the drum so that we'd mistake the freezing method as the nitrogen and not the refrigerator. She took Kokoro's frozen body out and cut her hands and feet off. was to prevent us from coming up with the idea of the fingerprint from the cut fingertip, and also to pretend that the Yukioma's curse had been cast. She then put dry ice on Kokoro's body to slow down its melting and left the room. All that remains is for us to feel something suspicious as we deliver her meal, and eventually discover her body. The killer this time was fairly cunning and careful. In fact, we might not have noticed her identity if Kokoro had not left a message. The killer who murdered Kokoro. I can't believe this, dude. Could be nobody but you, Emma Magarobi, the ultimate actress. Why? What was the point of this? Why did she do it? Nobody but me? You said nobody but me? Heh. It's a failure then. What is wrong with her? I did horrible. I already know I did horrible. Oh my god, bro. Just give me my terrible grade. Come on. Oh my god, that's not going in the video. That is not going in the video. That is not going in the video. That is not going in the video. Oh my god, I did horrible. What the hell? Why did I do so bad? You finally reached your conclusion. But as you know, it's your second trial. There's only one chance to get it right. Let's find out whether your conclusion was true or not. Ladies and gentlemen, vote for the killer with the button in front of you. Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it going to be? What the hell? Why did she... She's gotta explain herself, because this doesn't make sense. Why... She wanted to be friends with her, right? So why would she go through the trouble of killing her? It doesn't make sense. That's right. Miss Emma Magarobi was the culprit of this murder case. A rightful verdict indeed. I must say that your performance was splendid. Why? Emma. Damn it. We had the right answer. Emma was the killer. We already worked it out through the trial, so everyone must have voted for her with confidence. But knowing the answer beforehand didn't make this any less of a shock. Having to accept that one of your classmates committed murder. Why? Why? Kokoro was your friend. Why did you kill her, Emma? It was an act. Was it an act? Why would you ask that when there's one possible reason she's a void? It's because she's a void. Aren't you a void?
Oi.
Hey, isn't it too early to decide that? How can we be so sure that being a murderer equals a void? I mean, there's a highly likely chance. It would be best if Emma explained it to us herself. Emma, tell us. Tell us the reason you murdered Kokoro. No need for... You know, I really didn't want... Fuck you, Mikado. No need to mind my presence, Miss Magarobi. Speak freely as you desire. What? What is he talking about? Your abilities far exceeded Mr. Makunochi's, so I put my trust in you. You may use your remaining time any way you want. I'm just shaking my head, dude. Having remained silent since the end of the trial, Emma suddenly let out a deep breath and began talking. She's crazy. Yep. Jesus, dude. There's no particular reason. I did it because I'm a void, just like you said. That's all. Just like Hajime was, I'm Mikado's co-conspirator. An ally, too. Why? I'm sorry if you expected something heroic from me. Emma's beautiful face became contorted as she spoke. It looked surprisingly similar to Hajime's appearance in the last trial. Void. See, I told you. But the Voids, weren't they no longer willing to work with Mikado after he betrayed them? Betrayed, yes. Hajime died, and we weren't told we would die for real also. But from our perspective, it's true that Mikado betrayed us. Then why did you murder someone? It's too late to turn back. What? As the Voids, we cannot be saved even if we decide to not follow on our plan at this point. If we antagonized Mikado and helped you escape this island, there would be nothing left for us. So you're gonna kill people anyway? You didn't have to go so far as murder. I don't know what your motive was, but we could have helped you overcome it. It's not something that can be magically solved like that. You don't know anything about us. We have our own reasons for doing this. Why, though? Is that why you killed Kokoro? Was it to carry out the plan as a member of Void? Kokoro said that Hajime's murder was planned in advance. They must have a goal that should be accomplished no matter what, even if it means killing someone and risking execution. So Emma was supposed to murder too? That is one point I find strange as well. I'm certain it wasn't Miss Magarobi's turn yet. What? They have turns for who should kill and when? What do you mean? Allow me to give a brief explanation. Each of the 5 Voids has to commit a murder in a set order. I believe Mr. Makunochi mentioned this before. I don't remember this. Of course, anyone else is welcome to kill. You may consider this as a safeguard against deadlocks. If only Voids commit murder, other Voids with the knowledge of the kill order would instantly know the identity of the culprit long before the trial. It would be like watching a mystery TV show after being spoiled, but yeah, neither fair nor entertaining. However, it is surely a great merit to know who is supposed to murder next. Then if it wasn't Emma's turn yet, then whose was it? I was perplexed after realizing who the culprit was. The occurrence of a non-Void murder is within my expectation, but Void's muddling up the kill order. It would have been nice if I was informed of this in advance. I'm sorry, Mikado. I messed up the reenactment. What? No need to apologize. Although you may not have noticed it, you reenacted the case to a fine extent. Reenacted what? Kokoro Mitsume, it's because that woman got on my nerves? She was acting! She never liked her at all! I had to kill her. But you're really close with her. Why? No, she wasn't. She's going to die soon, I'll tell you. It was when we were watching the twins' performance. What's the matter, Kokoro? The concert is still going on. What did you want to have a talk of? Why did you want to have a talk all of a sudden? This is also for your own sake. I hope you understand. Emma, you have been encouraging me to join the rest of you the past few days, correct? Oh, right. Do you finally want to join us? Well, I believe you can suppose so, but only under one condition. A condition? I have plans to cooperate and resolve the situation with the rest of us if you decide to work with us, Emma. She knew. What do you mean by that? Can't you understand? My condition for you, a member of Void, is to stop working for them and join us. She knew. What are you talking about? Me, a Void? I admit you have done a great job so far, but your acting won't work here. Honestly, she probably was the best spy. Like, actually. I didn't think they'd literally take her talent to the extent of her acting as, I guess, a traitor? I mean, yeah, she was a traitor, but to the extent where it felt like she was a spy. None of her feelings were genuine. She was just there. I'm sure some of them were genuine, but this is insane. You cannot deceive me, Emma Magarobi. You are a Void. This must have hit her pretty hard to be found out like this. Don't worry. If I had intended to reveal your identity to everyone, I would have already done so. I know a few others who are quite likely to be in Void as well. Damn. They had to kill her. She was too smart. Still, I am proposing this offer to you because You always approach me with a friendly attitude. I think you will be able to be of great help. Yeah. It was at that point she was like, I gotta kill her. I hope you do not make unwise decisions here, such as attacking me. Yeah, she did. I mean, I'm not imprudent enough to talk one-on-one with a dangerous individual like you. Besides, everyone will witness your crime, even if you do succeed. I've asked Teruya Otori to act as my bodyguard a few days ago. He should be watching us now. If you're planning any tricks, give up. What do you want? Just as I said, come to our side. Tell everyone that you're a Void. And share any information you have about Void, and Mikado Sanoji. We need the Void's information in order to work out the problem. In fact, I have a fairly convincing suspicion about who Mikado Sanoji might be. If the Void's testimony backs it up, we may be able to escape this island. There are 2 more Voids among us. If I become a traitor, you know what they will do. No need to be concerned. I believe I know who they are. If you choose to join us, I will make them follow you and join our side. It's easy to say that. We Voids have a reason to be committed to our plan. Even as far as to resort to these dirty methods. I don't know how you managed to expose me, but I can't back down here. Even if it's against you, Kokoro. Do you know our plan, our suffering? Our pain, our suffering? You know so much. Why don't you try your almighty mind reading on me? At last, you've exposed your honest feelings. This is... what? For the last few days, Emma, you've constantly tried to get along with me. As the ultimate actress, you played a pure-hearted friend with a level of sincerity that even I couldn't doubt. Of course your real purpose was to keep watching me, someone who poses as a threat to Void, yeah. She found her out, completely. You overly perfect kindness, nothing but purity in your mind. I was able to notice that you're a Void using these hints. But at the same time, I wanted to know how you truly felt. Regardless of your intent, you were the first to become this close to me. Finally, after pushing you this far, I can now understand you. Which makes me want you to join us even more, Emma. But, don't worry. Whether it's about your father or your adoptive parents, we'll do the best we can to help. What? I told you earlier, because you showed me your honest feelings, I can understand you now. When I read a defenseless person's mind, I can naturally see their feelings. Your dark past and Void's motives, I saw how it was all like. You saw it? I apologize for doing it without your consent, but this was the only way to convince... Emma? No. This emotion is... Bro. Why didn't she run? Oh my god. I'll do whatever you say. I'll bring money. Please don't hurt me. Mr. Otori. What was Teruya doing? That's... I see. Miss Mitsume touched Miss Magarobi's raw nerve. What are you talking about? Miss Magarobi had lived a terrible past which she absolutely loathes to recall. I could say it's similar to a psychological trauma. The mere act of recalling it is enough to cause her seizures, even in normal settings. When combined with her complex feelings and the shock from being exposed, Miss Magarobi couldn't control her emotional outbursts anymore, yeah. So it was an accidental murder then. Now I understand why Emma committed murder when it wasn't her turn. I'm sorry, everyone. As Emma just said, the day after I woke up on this island, Kokoro gave me a personal request. She said I was going to focus completely on finding the Voids. She said she was going to focus completely on finding the Voids, and is concerned about the Voids targeting her. So she told me to watch her from a close distance, and come to help in case something happens. She must have chose you because you were the least likely to be a Void. Wait a minute, Kokoro said that? She made a whole announcement to tell us she's not going to care whatsoever about Void. She said it was to dilute... Wow. She wasn't sure who was in Void. So she pretended to be ignorant and worked in secret. Kokoro really wanted to help us. But I couldn't see her. I was distracted by the concert and took my eyes off, yeah. I left Kokoro to be attacked and die right under my nose. You don't have to feel responsible, Terry. It's literally his fault, though. No one would have expected to attack her in a crowded place like that. Yeah, and that would mean it's our fault, too, for doing the concert. If Kanade and I looked more closely at the audience, this wouldn't have... I know the audience was looking towards the stage, but why didn't the twins see that? Honestly, Kanari always closes her eyes while playing the guitar, and I can't see very far when I'm focusing on communicating with people in front of the lines. Stop it. This isn't the time to blame everyone. We were just unlucky that all these events happened at once. It's already done, but I don't regret it. It was bound to happen someday. You don't regret it? After all, this is a curse ingrained in my memory. Even if Kokoro did not bring up my past, I would have never betrayed Void.
それでも
As a Void, I will put everything in one last hope we have. Even if it costs you your life? Yes. Besides, I would be no better than a dead person if the plan fails. What is it that they did? Did they, like, do something? What could be worse than whatever their plan failing? Like, what? Really? Huh? Do you really have no regrets? Honestly. Big Sis has a gut feeling you felt happy when you were with Kokoro. Same with when you were with us. Hajime said he enjoyed being with us too. She's right. Void is only doing this because they were forced to for some unknown reason. It's not too late. You can recompense for what you did later. For now. Don't you think we should work together to give that Mikado a big kick in the butt? Mikado, I'm done. Start my execution now. What? Would it be alright? I can't. I don't think I can face you all any longer. If I stand here for another moment, I won't be able to remain a Void. What? No one but Emma herself would ever know if she was putting on an act or not. But I could tell she looked incredibly distressed at the time. Knowing that a classmate committed murder, hearing that she was a Void. Troubled by mixed feelings, everyone had lost their words and merely stood watching her. I'll say one last thing. Shinji's plan. I don't think I was fundamentally in the wrong direction. If we had had another way out, we wouldn't have agreed to join this nasty plan. Hajime felt it, and I did too. If we met you in another setting, we would have stayed as good friends. But while the plan is in action, all of this process means nothing. No matter what you do, the outcome is already set. Just like how I'm about to die despite my struggles. The outcome is already set? Though I will die as another sacrifice to the plan. You should try working against it in the way you believe in. That's all I can say. Why? Emma, are you okay with that? This is your last chance. Can you tell us something to strike back at Mikado with at the very least? Your words are of no use. The other Voids as well as Miss Magarobi have already realized the state they are in. This is their only chance. They must put every bit of themselves in this plan. Just what is this plan you keep mentioning? For real. I can't logically put together anything you or the Voids say. Well, it would not make much of a difference even if Miss Magarobi or I told everyone the plan here. As Miss Magarobi said, the outcome is already set. Everything here is only a step leading towards that outcome. In any case, we should salute Emma's determined resolution. Keeping calm in her current position isn't an easy task to do, for real. We salute to her resolution. Ah, this is Miss Magarobi's favorite type of... Shut up, dude. I don't care. Just kill me. Are you sure? Alright. I'm glad to have worked with such an outstanding person. It's almost a shame that I have to execute her myself. But are you certain about this? The subject of death is not something to be taken lightly. Even more so than you think. Only a few minutes left. You will be executed shortly after. Prepare to take in the full experience of the last moment of your life. This man is just drilling it in, bro. Since the atmosphere has cooled down, this looks like a fitting moment to begin the execution. I have prepared a special punishment for the blackened of this case. Miss Emma Magarobi, the ultimate actress. To die. I'm going to die. Hold on, don't start it yet. I think I'm scared. Don't do this to me, man. Then shall we start? I don't want to die. man. Oh my god. I don't even want to watch this.
Why so serious? A part of me wishes I didn't watch that. Oh, okay, hold on. I gotta wipe my eyes. Ugh. Okay, I'm good. I'm good, guys. Ah, poor woman. You were never paid back for your efforts. Farewell. May her remains rest in peace. You're the one who killed her! An excellent colleague, I must say, but you too were an average being in the end. Begging for your life as at the last minute, a pure disgrace. Please, no more. How long do we need to keep doing this? Is this over? Bro, what is wrong with you? What's up with that attitude when you've done nothing? Shouldn't you be used to by now? Shouldn't you be used to it by now? I'd say mind your own business. Sorry, I don't care what you do, but aren't you in a need to get out of this place too? I can look after myself. Quit bothering me. Oh, was it Emma Magarobi? I heard her speaking. Kokoro Mitsume, that woman. What she said back then, it was quite bothering. Her death might have been a greater loss than I thought.
Oi.
What's he talking about? He just stepped out? Well, everyone, thank you for your hard work. Although there may be less of us now, let's not lose our spirit and return to a normal life. How are you saying that? Even happiness itself will be frightened to come to your despondent looks. He's a spiteful person, even till the end. The second-class trial was over. The culprit of the second murder was executed. Regardless of who she really was, this was the death of a friend who we'd spent the past few days with. Like I did in Hajime's case, I wasn't able to get used to this feeling. And all that remained in the courtroom was an extremely unpleasant feeling. Even Setsuka and Shinji, who had been pillars of strength, kept silent, as if they'd lost their energy. Stop crying, Iraha. Guys, I don't know what to say, but let's not give up here. No, not this. Man, what would they have said at a time like this? Damn. Everyone. Never thought I'd agree with Mikado. Big sis? Huh. You guys, snap out of it. He beat me? What are you all doing? Even Mikado said so. We shouldn't be let down. Let's return to our normal life. Are you gonna stay up all night here? Huh? Did you have an alternate I know, what? I never expected this from Hibiki. Honestly, I'm feeling a lot guilty right now. Hajime and Emma, I was the indirect cause of both murders. We threw a party that led to Yuri dying because I was complaining all the time. Setsuka planned the concert where Kokoro was attacked also because of me. Yeah, right, so what? Isn't this where you normally start crying like a bee? Alright, come on, man. Be quiet. And yeah, this is a hard time, but if I keep being peevish and whiny, I'm gonna make another murder happen. Not at all, it's not your fault. Don't put the blame on yourself. I mean, it kind of is. No, I realized that I have to change when Setsuka cheered me up last time. And even more so, I don't want to be a burden to the rest of you. Character development, okay. I guess we should do something too to match up with Hibiki's heartwarming speech. Who are you calling little Beaky? Right, Emma's words gave confidence to my belief. Voids are victims too. I have no idea about their purpose, but they felt some sense of intimacy with us and fellowship with each other. They're being a part of this plan only because they have no other choice. If we find another way to help them, we could solve everything. I won't let any more people die. I won't give up. Guys, cheer up. We'll get through this. Everyone. It seemed as if Hibiki brought the depressing atmosphere back to life. If you think about it, wouldn't she be the person who changed the most upon coming to this island? Honestly. After going through a series of events, Hibiki had now developed a more mature and motivating attitude, with a few exceptions, of course. Like hell we will. What? Yeah, what? If you're gonna keep playing friends with each other, leave me out. I'm going to do this by myself now. Huh? Nikke, what's the matter all of a sudden? It's not all of a sudden. Didn't I tell you? This was an overly complacent approach. Shinji said voids are victims too. But so what? That doesn't make them any less of a criminal. And we don't know when they're gonna come after us. Well, I'm not keeping you all back if you still want to call them friends or whatnot. What? You promised to be in our group and now you're turning on us like it's nothing? Are you a void? Is it because you're in void? Think whatever you want. It's just that I can't trust that your naive approach will work. From this point on, I'm on my own like Saobai. Good luck with that strange Teruya guy. Wow. Jeez, that fellow. Why is he suddenly acting like that? Suddenly might not be the right word. Nikke seemed to have his own complaints even before the murder. Yeah, he was talking a lot. He can be on his own. I don't want to let him join in either. Then shouldn't we all start moving? Sure, we'll have to think of what to do next after getting back up. Aruha, do you feel okay now? Yes, I'm sorry for the mess earlier. She cried that much? Yuki, we should go. Yuki? Huh? Oh, wait, yeah. Wait, what? What happened? What's wrong? You were spacing out. Yuki was a big fan of M. I know how you feel, but you need to cheer up for... It's not because of that. Huh? Did I just say something I wasn't supposed to? It looks like everyone's not in their best condition. It's understandable, though. There's still meaning in trying to stay bright, so let's bear this hardship together. Okay, let's go up, Kanade. This isn't like Hibiki at all. What are you doing, Kanade? Are you gonna keep your big sis waiting? Get moving. Get your feet moving. Sorry, big sis, I'm coming. Our moment of delight was cut short by Nikke, followed by a few others that looked fairly different than usual. I couldn't imagine how this small crack in our relationship would play out. Although we were all worried about the same problem, none chose to verbalize it. And we finally decided to get rest for the day. It's the night after the second class trial. We agreed to put off thinking where to go from here until tomorrow and get some rest. Emma. Void. We don't have any clues about them. What is their objective? For what reason would they carry out a plan like this? Continuously turning over in my mind questions I could never understand. I descended into the ocean of sleep. Yes, things will get important from now on. I'll do my best to look for the thing you told me. Be careful. Act normal in Void and don't let them find out. Yes, I know. What? Just count on... What? the Oscar award. Okay. That was a lot of information to process. That chapter was... That was messed up, to say the least. That was very messed up. A lot of stuff happened, and a lot of stuff got me in my feels, but... That's going to be it for this episode, guys. Thank you so much for watching. And we know how you're enjoying the series. This game... This has potential to be, like, one of the better Danganronpa games, like, out of the main trilogy. Like, right now, I'd say this is better than Danganronpa 1. And I really like that game. Like, this game is proving to be very good so far. But, let me know what you guys think. Leave a like, subscribe. Let me know what you want in the comments, what you want to see in the future. I'm going to be starting Chapter 3 maybe, like, a week from now. But yeah, let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya.